these are the first images. First images on your screens of Prime Minister Modi in a veshti inaugurating the Pamban Bridge. The entire sequence on your screens. First here on India Today is the images of the inauguration of the bridge. As Prime Minister flagged it off, you see the bridge going right by, and then that's followed by the vertical sea lift and the ship passing by. Prime Minister Modi accompanied there by Governor Ravi. You also see Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. Right next to him is the State Finance Minister Tangam Ten Arasu, also witnessing this historic moment of the Pamban Bridge being inaugurated. And there you have it, the vertical sea lift taking place and the Prime Minister witnessing that historic moment as the ship passed by smoothly. This is a Coast Guard ship where you see all the personnel there waving the tricolour very, very proudly, symbolizing what this moment means. This is India's first vertical sea lift bridge, very fittingly in the beautiful waters of the Park Strait and in Rameswaram. These are the moments right when Prime Minister reached there, dressed in the traditional veshti with the angavastram and talking to all of the locals who've gathered there to also meet with the Prime Minister. So many of them part of those who were greeting Prime Minister Modi. He's also getting a lowdown of what it took to construct this particular bridge, how it works, and perhaps the history of the Pamban Bridge, which I told you was actually built back in 1914 and since then was operational. But due to the weather conditions, the fact that this area is lashed by cyclones, and of course obvious wear and tear, that it stood tall for centuries together, you had in fact this bridge becoming inoperational. The government took it upon themselves to immediately ensure that this particular bridge is constructed. You have the Pamban Bridge once again up and going, courtesy a vertical sea lift. So it's got essentially, it's been revamped with the latest technology and has the unique reputation of being the first vertical sea lift bridge in India. And you see the Prime Minister there, that entire sequence, as he waves to the crowds, waves to the people on board that Coast Guard ship as it went past the vertical sea lift in a matter of 5 minutes. Pramod Madhav is with us with the first sequence of images that we have, Pramod, of that iconic moment of Prime Minister Modi flagging off the Pamban Bridge, inaugurating the Pamban Bridge, and that iconic moment of the ship passing through.
It sure was a beautiful moment, Akshita. In fact, you see that the bridge is still lifted up. It's a complete lift. The platform, what you see over here, nearly 72.8 meters platform, has been completely lifted up, unlike the former one where the bridge has to be, both ends has to be raised. And through this particular ship, we saw a Coast Guard ship very beautifully sailing towards. That's the Coast Guard ship over there. It just moved so smoothly. There was no issue at all. And in a matter of span of probably 5 minutes, the ship was lifted and it was done. Within that, the Coast Guard ship moved from this main new bridge to the second one, the older bridge, and then through the underbridge of that underpart, and it made a turn and came back. Maybe maximum of 3 minutes, everything was over. The Prime Minister was here, just like you mentioned. He wore a dhoti and he dedicated to this beautiful bridge. It is a mechanical marvel, and as we speak, you see one track has been constructed and the other one is underway, which means actually what's going to happen is that in the future a second track also can be laid at this spot, and there are plans for that as well. Once it is done, the people do not have to wait, or once the flow of people increases, it's going to definitely help them cross from Ramanathaswamy and reach Rameswaram very easily. So this is a bridge that has been constructed keeping a far-fetched idea, keeping in mind that the flow of people is going to raise pretty soon, and that's why it was constructed very close. And we were just standing over here right next to this rail track to view all this, Akshita. The train beautifully decorated and going through this path. It was completely beautifully with plantain trees and things. The traditional way it was constructed, and there you had the bridge that also operated in a beautiful manner. The bridge is still raised up, and probably in some time it will be brought down, Akshita.
So Prime Minister Modi witnessing that moment when the bridge went up. You had first the train going through, and then you had the ship going across, all in a matter of minutes. This is the sequence of images released by the PMO of the Prime Minister's visit so far. That entire area decked up at the Prime Minister. This was the exact moment when he flagged off the train, and with the train passing through, that was the moment that signified that the Pamban Bridge is now open to rail traffic. And right after that, you had the sea lift taking place and the ship going through, all of which was witnessed by Prime Minister Modi there. With that press of the button, the sea lift taking place, where the bridge just essentially goes up in a matter of minutes. The ship then comes through. You see the Union Minister there of Railways, Ashwini Vaishnaw, also briefing the Prime Minister of exactly what it took to make this particular bridge functional. And it's a huge challenge. Just imagine this, bang in the middle of the sea. This kind of infrastructure has been constructed in a matter of years at a cost of over 500 crores. And it's a huge boon, of course, for all of the locals in Rameswaram and for scores of devotees who make their way to Rameswaram to soak in the devotion of the Ramanathaswamy temple as well. The Prime Minister, as we speak, is at the temple right now. But you see him there going ahead and also interacting with the locals, many of them who were there as part of the traditional welcome party for Prime Minister Modi. It looks like some representatives from the temple were also there as they were seen chanting slokas when the Prime Minister reached. He's also taken in a brief history of the bridge. As you see there, a small presentation that was laid out for him to understand the significance of this moment of the Pamban Bridge being flagged off and the history, how it stood the test of time for centuries together, and only fitting really that you have the Pamban Bridge once again functional. For so many of us who visited Rameswaram in the last many years, like I have, I remember seeing this entire stretch of 2 rail bridges. Unfortunately, none of them were functional at that point, but now you will have the one with the vertical sea lift operational. The older bridge will slowly be dismantled and just set across that stunning blue of the Park Strait is truly a vision to behold. The Prime Minister next is going to be at we understand, at the Ramanathaswamy temple. Again, I just like to put our focus on all the images that we've received today, whether it's of the Surya Tilak, of in fact Ram Lalla idol in Ayodhya, or it's that moment when the Prime Minister had a darshan of the Ram Setu, or this moment of the inauguration of the Pamban Bridge. If we put out each of those images, it's a message that goes across on the occasion of Ram Navami, of how Lord Ram connects, and also of the divinity plus modernity that India truly stands for right now. For the Prime Minister, he had that rare auspicious moment and, as he calls it, a divine coincidence of getting a darshan of Ram Setu, which is of course the Ram Bridge. You see those natural limestone shoals spread across that entire area. Centuries ago, this was one area, one piece of land that connected Lanka to Dhanushkodi. Now you see that the water levels have risen, so pieces of stretches of land that you see in that entire area. And the Prime Minister says that he got that darshan at 12 p.m. for the 4 minutes that you had the Surya Tilak on the idol of Ram Lalla in Ayodhya. All of this on the occasion of Ram Navami, and it is on the occasion of Ram Navami that Pamban Bridge has also been opened up for devotees to go ahead and worship Lord Ram, and also of course pay their respects to Lord Shiva on the occasion of Ram Navami. So very fitting that it's on this day that you have the bridge being opened up. We're also awaiting shortly images of Prime Minister Modi donning that veshti, wearing that angavastram, to be in the Ramanathaswamy temple also for a very, very special darshan.